The problems that you experience in marriage, often people think are going to go away once you get a divorce. They don't, they just magnify. I have to be able to adjust the style of communication to make sure it's a safe environment. They can learn to communicate with one another. One of the most difficult things in California law is that immediately, once this couple has decided to break up the relationship, they can file for a divorce. It is going to be a mess. So you have to be careful. You've got to keep your emotions down. Divorce doesn't have to necessarily be litigious. Often we take the entire kitchen sink and we include it in any argument that we're having. You don't want to get so hung up on being right that you miss the fact when a spouse may be extending you an olive branch and it really feels like a sword. People are definitely seeing the impact of the economy on their marital relationships. There are definite life stressors that your relationship has to survive. Research does suggest people who have higher expectations for passion and intimacy just do better. That's something that you shouldn't avoid in your relationship. You've got to take care of your marriage, otherwise it might fall apart. We hear people say, communication is the key to a successful relationship. Well, it's far more in-depth than just the way two parties are communicating. One of the things we often see with couples who use the harsh startup, they attack each other's character, attacks the person's self-worth, and destroys the conversation. Affairs generally happen when emotional intimacy is lacking in the marriage. Sally went to work and she had a conversation with Sam. It was very intense. It was really emotional. She feels like she told him some things that she shouldn't have, but the conversation was nice and it was rolling. In fact, this was some of the conversation she didn't tell her husband David yet. So when she goes home, she kind of feels ashamed, kind of feels like it was iffy, maybe it was a little flirty, and is not really sure what she should do about it. By keeping it secret, you start to develop this emotional intimacy with Sam that you don't have with your husband, and that really is the groundwork for an affair. You have to rebuild the trust in the relationship to overcome the deception and betrayal. The reality is, what kind of expectation do you have? You want someone who is listening to the beat of your case.